Should Dominik Mysterio be able to defend himself, or will he forever be Rhea Ripley's punching bag? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and I had to put this up for a poll because for the past few months, this has been really bothering me with Rhea Ripley and Dominik Mysterio, but in all honesty, it's almost 5, 6, 7, God knows how many years that WWE have been doing this stuff. Now, first of all, it shouldn't be an issue with women constantly attacking men, because at the end of the day, this stuff isn't real, it's predetermined. They're not actually hurting each other. Well, some of them are unsafe, they do. But they're not actually trying to hurt each other. It's not real fights. It's not real punches, okay? So anybody in that sense should be able to attack anybody. No different from a TV series or a movie or whatever. But we know with WWE, they do not do this. And they did release a statement. It was a long, long time ago, over a decade ago, I believe it was, that they claimed the reason for having no male on female contact, physical contact, violence, call it what you want. The reason why they weren't doing that is because they didn't want to promote domestic abuse. They thought that having men attack women on screen could make the people watching it potentially act out in a similar manner. More so with young kids. That's the kind of direction that WWE was taking. So they wanted to cut that out. But that to me makes absolutely no sense, and it's an absolute double standard totally. Because what you're saying is, a man can't beat up a woman, but a woman can beat up a man, and there's like no issue there. There's no consequences there. Which is, like I said, completely insane. But even take that away for a second. I mean, look at it. It's a wrestling show. It's 3 hours of men beating up men and women beating up women. So if they think that a man hitting a woman is going to lead to domestic abuse, then doesn't that mean that we could just see people getting abused out in the street by, the same gender? Or couldn't we see same-sex couples abusing each other if we have female fights in WWE and male fights in WWE? The whole thing's retarded, man. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But if they want to claim it's because of the domestic abuse stuff, then what they're basically saying is domestic abuse is fine as long as it only goes one way. As long as it goes with the woman beating up the man. So, even if they took away women beating up men, they've still got a wrestling show with, the same gender beating each other up. So, I mean, what sense does it make? It's dumb. It's fucking dumb that we can't have this. But we've seen it over the years. I remember Drew McIntyre, he was in that feud with Karrion Kross every single week. Scarlett would do shit, whether it was a low blow or, throwing stuff in his eyes, blinding him. There was one time she used a fireball. A fucking fireball. And then I believe on one occasion, Drew McIntyre was like kind of closing her down. He was like walking towards her. And I think it was Corey Graves. Corey Graves turned around and said something like, "Don't you dare do it, McIntyre." Or McIntyre's not. And it's like, what do you mean? Don't you dare do it. This woman has fucking tried to blind McIntyre, possibly kill him with this poison shit that she's been giving him. Could, blind him for life. Has been costing him big match, attacking him time and time again. Yet Corey Graves was making out that the real problem was the fact that Drew McIntyre walked towards Scarlett and not the fact that Scarlett had been, abusing this guy every single week. And it's like, what the fuck is that? I mean, what is that? So basically, what you're saying is, you're trying to promote that women can go around and, beating up men and blinding them and throwing fire in their faces. But if the man even considers defending himself, he's a bad guy. It's fucking retarded, man. It really is. Anyway, let's get into it. I think it's so dumb. At the end of the day, it's fake. Who cares who beats who up? But the fact that it's just a one-way thing, and that's the reasoning that WWE gave, it's bullshit. So, like, you've got siblings watching Raw at home, and basically Triple H is saying, brother and sister, he's saying, yeah, it's okay, sister, you can attack your brother, you can beat him up whenever you want to, but here, brother, you can't defend yourself, you just have to sit there and take it because you were born a male. It's incredibly dumb. But anyway, let's get into the poll here. 265 votes in total. 24% have said yes, a man should never hit a female. 76% are saying no, he's entitled to defend himself. And obviously I agree with the 76% that Dominik is entitled to defend himself. And also, WWE, what they're promoting here is a false sense of, like, security, because I guarantee you, like, the way they promote it, they make it look like women can attack men and there's no repercussions, but men can't attack women. So, if you're a young girl watching this, you might think, oh, look at that. I can hit a guy in real life and nothing's going to happen because they're not allowed to hit me back. But, and some guys might not, some guys might be like, oh, she's a girl, I'm not going to hit her back. But there will be some guys that, personally don't give a fuck, and they will have the attitude, if you hit me, I'll hit you back. And what they see on Raw, that's not going to be what they get in real life. So they might see Rhea attack Dom, and Dom runs away, Dom doesn't fight back. Then they might attack some guy in real life, and before you know it, they'll get knocked out cold. It is what it is. So anyway, let's get into the comments here. The whole thing just bothers me. And also, how dumb is it when you see the Judgment Day and the Terror Twins, and it's 5-on-2, but essentially it's not 5-on-2, it's 1 versus 1 and 4 versus 1. Rhea can beat up the male members of the Judgment Day, but the Judgment Day members cannot lay a finger on Rhea. And every time you get these two groups in the same segment, it is so fucking retarded. I mean, last week on Raw, Damian Priest was getting beat up by Balor, Carlito, and JD McDonough. He did not need help. Those three were beating him up. Rhea was beating up Dom. Rhea locked Dom in the shark cage. Then Liv Morgan attacked Rhea. They were brawling about on the floor. It was 50-50. They were scrapping, rolling around, as Joey Styles would say, cat fight, on the floor. And what did Dominik do when he got out the cage? Did he go and help his girlfriend who was going one-on-one with a woman twice her size? And it was like a 50-50. Did he go and help his girlfriend? No. He went back down to the ring, jumped in the ring, and stood there while the three members of the Judgment Day continued to beat up Damian Priest, as if he was offering support to them, when it was already 3-on-1 and they already had the situation under control. Whereas he just left his girlfriend, Liv Morgan, to fight Rhea one-on-one. Fucking retarded. Absolutely even if we're not talking like a physical strike or whatever, this just would not have happened back in the day. Could you imagine back in the day? Like, let's say, for example, Austin is beating down... Austin's beating down Taka Michinoku in the ring. Austin doesn't need anybody's help. He's got the better of Taka Michinoku. Triple H comes down to the ring. It's a 2-man power trip. On his way down to the ring, he sees, for example, Lita on top of Stephanie. Lita's beating up Stephanie. Is Triple H going to walk on past and get in the ring and offer Austin help that he doesn't need to beat up Taka Michinoku? Or is Triple H going to grab Lita by the hair, pull her away from his wife, and probably, nail her with a pedigree or something like that? Of course he's going to do that. He's going to protect his wife, but not in WWE, because Dominik's not allowed to protect his girlfriend. It's fucking retarded, man. If you defend this, then you're retarded too. Sorry to the 24%, but it is what it is. You just can't defend this. It's really dumb. B-Day Cool says, she's a man anyway, so there's no issue. I mean, well, that's kind of true. Bobby Gold says, hell no, men also have the rights to defend themselves and retaliate. Agree. Jack Nero says, it would give him heat as well. I totally agree. That could be the next thing that pushes Dominik to the next level. If he actually, attacked Rhea Ripley, that would probably get him even more heel heat. Cal B says, not a beautiful woman like Rhea. I mean, let's be honest, Rhea's bigger than Dom. Rhea looks more like a man than Dom does. Wingle Burt said, equal rights, equal fights. Agree. Sacred Realm Gamer says, he can't hurt her anyways. Haha. I'm going to disagree. I know this is fake, and they want to pretend that Rhea Ripley is this dominant, female. But if Dominik and Rhea got in a real 50-50 fight, I think Dominik would wipe the floor with her. It is what it is. I just believe genetics, and that's how it would go. I mean, it's not like Rhea has any sort of real fighting background. Not saying that Dom does, but if you've got two people that can't fight, or don't have any fighting experience, I'm going to, back the guy to win that fight. Now, if you've got someone... If Dominik is Dominik, and he's his size, and he's a man, and Rhea is a female, and she's her size, and she's a woman. If she was like trained in martial arts or something, then you could maybe make a case that she would beat Dominik Mysterio. But with two people that are just completely untrained, nah, man, Dominik Mysterio would win that anyway. If it was a real fight, but not a WWE style beatdown. Jinka Sagari says, no, these are professionals, they know what they are doing, and as long as both people are cool with it, which Rhea has been saying she is for the longest time, as long as the story makes sense for it, which this one does, then I see no problem. They just won't pull the trigger. People want to say Dom is the biggest heel ever. I say by doing what? Kissing another girl? Stop it. This would give him real heat and genuine disgust by some people and get people talking. It needs to happen. I completely agree. I mean, this does need to happen. The problem for me is, if it does happen, and I think it's unlikely, but if this match does happen, it's going to be like Rhea Ripley versus Tosawa. Dominik's going to get absolutely no offense in whatsoever. He's not going to be able to do any offensive maneuvers. He's not going to be able to do anything that looks like he's physically attacking Rhea. He will have to rely on like dodging and, you know, counters and stuff like that. And what will happen is Rhea Ripley will pretty much destroy Dominik Mysterio in a few minutes and win. And for me, that should not happen. They want, yeah, Dominik, you can be a sleazeball, but still not get beat up by a chick, okay? If they did that to Dominik, and I think they've already killed his character, to be honest, but they can't have Dominik lose to Rhea Ripley. They just can't. They can't. Unless, the only way they could do it would be if Damian Priest comes in and he gets Rhea the win. But I don't think they'll do that. I mean, look at the matches we've seen in the past. I believe we've seen Kane. I don't know if we've seen Kane Trish, but I think we did. I think there was Kane Trish and he won with a chokeslam. I remember we seen Carlito Victoria. I remember we seen Jericho and Christian versus Lita and Trish. These matches all ended with the male winning, and rightfully so. The female can get a bit of offense in. I'm not denying that, but they shouldn't be winning the match. And if they have a match, then we know for a fact Rhea will win. Beer Guy says, people forget when women took bumps from the guys in the Ruthless Aggression and Attitude Era. Stacey Keibler got put through a table by Bubba Ray Dudley, RKO'd, and I think even a stunner. This era is soft. I mean, Stacey Keibler was an absolute fucking babe, and I miss Stacey Keibler better than any of the females today. Well, she couldn't wrestle. I mean, who cares? Look at her legs. She was Stacey Keibler. I mean, Jesus Christ. And she was just great. She was a great personality, on-screen personality. Love Stacey Keibler. Better than any female today, hands down. The pen and the sword. Mae Young was put through a table by Bubba Ray Dudley. He dove off the stage to do it as well. That was mental. But now we can't get, you know, we can't get Dominik defend himself. Skullduggery Doodoo says, this is the IWC, and Big Nose Triple H fetishism. It's the China syndrome. It's a big, strong female in leather overpowering men. It wouldn't happen, and the people who want it are just fantasising about it and getting off calling her mammy. They're living through Dom, wishing it was them, getting choked out by her legs, calling her mammy. It's why Dom has hated it so much. They want it to happen to them. I agree. 100%. I mean, these people love this. These people are desperate for this, man. They see Rhea beating up the men, coming out, you know, in the leather, looking dominant, got the chains. They want to bow down. They want to call her mammy. They want to be submissive. They want Rhea to beat them up. It's fucking sickening, man. It's actually pathetic. And that's probably why they do hate Dom so much, because he's the one that, you know, is getting beat up by Rhea and getting her legs wrapped around, you know, his neck. So, and also, I said this during the McMahon thing. The people are calling McMahon a sick bastard for apparently shiting on Janelle Grant's head. I guarantee you the same people doing that would love, they would absolutely love Rhea to like shit on them or like sell them like her used fucking underwear or some shit like that. I guarantee it. That's like, so the kind of people that are bashing McMahon for doing weird shit, I bet you those people would be all for the weird shit if they could have Rhea Ripley doing it on to them. You just know that's true. Anyway, guys, are we going to get the match? Who knows? I'm just sick of seeing women beating up men and men just standing there like, oh well, I can't do nothing. You know, it's dumb. It's fucking dumb. If they're going to have this, and it makes the men look weak from a booking standpoint, not even necessarily the fact that they you know, don't get to fight back, it's just the fact they look retarded for allowing themselves to get beat up all the time, and there's nothing they can do about it, you know, putting themselves in a situation where they're just going to stand there and become a punching bag. Honestly, man, it really is dumb. Anyway, guys, that's it for Fog Wrestling. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one, and of course, until then, peace.